We heard now. You're good.
Certified Discord moment.
Oh my god, overly ripe watermelon.
Oh, thank you. Sweet. Keeping that in the Snapchat. There we go.
Socks.
Is he talking in Discord? Because his mic is not on. He's not saying anything.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, it's in Discord.
I am in the Discord, but I can't hear anything.
Are you on the right devices?
Yeah.
Never like picked up a camera before, and so a couple things about this film workshop for those that are like kind of want to know about this is we intend to have this workshop be more of a, hey, we're going to show you how we kind of do stuff, and less of a super technical, like all the buttons you can press on the camera, all the stuff about camera dolly or script writing. The reason for this is because I think the biggest hurdle from my experience of talking with a lot of people is knowing where to start. And so I want to kind of show people like how we grab the camera, how we film and stuff like that, just to kind of alleviate fears and whatnot. And it can be kind of fun. With the way this workshop works, it's kind of weird. The previous ones that I've hosted have been split into two. The beginning half being Discord and the second half being filming in game. And the reason for that was because the first half was meant to be script, preparing, and like kind of just doing all that stuff. And then the second half was more what you do on set. But for the sake of the film jam, for those that are kind of new to film jams in general, they are basically, you get a set amount of time to do something. Now, typically, these are really short, like you get like a couple days or a week max, but this is like the virtual world, so things don't operate the same as like a real life jam, and so we made it a month long in order to kind of make people less like stressed and be able to get more time in case things happen, you know. And so that's kind of the context of the jam. And for those that don't know me, it is very nice to meet you. I am Khang, one of the, I guess, leaders or owners or whatever of the filmmakers of VRChat. I personally host, or I guess I'm the studio lead of Studio Penrose. I've been filmmaking for just about 4.5 years now in VR, and specifically at Studio Penrose, we've been around for 2.5 years. But yeah, a lot of us in our studio have been doing filmmaking for quite a while. I'll have someone who's a body actor for our studio, Lazy, who's sitting in the front row, help me out with this. And he's been body acting with me since the beginning of the studio and since like the early beginnings of my filmmaking career. So it'll be really fun. And for anyone who wants to know about the filmmakers of VR, we've been around for just about, I think it was like 3 years or something now, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I didn't count the days, but our goal is basically, hey, if you guys want to make a movie, we can help you guys with any advice you need or anything like that. It's meant to be a group for just all of us to kind of poster stuff and be around and that sort of thing. I know I kind of talked about this I guess explain this process from the meet and greet, but not everyone was there. Basically, this film jam is very unique. It's the first of VRChats to do. VRChat, the company, worked with us to kind of set all this stuff up. Oh no, people can hear me? No way.
Are you fine?
Wait,
Some people
only
on
some
the
of us.
Discord, some people are cutting out. Like you're cutting out for them.
Oh,
Some people just can't hear you out.
Do they have earmuff mode?
that's a little concerning.
No,
Okay,
Discord.
if you can't hear me,
through Discord.
can you leave and rejoin the Discord event? Because that's what I had to do to make myself audible to begin with. It's really weird.
Wait, can you actually hear me?
Um,
Still.
And once you guys do that, I'm gonna start talking random gibberish, and let me know if you cannot hear me or if it's like cutting out. Actually, I'll make it easy. If you guys can't hear me, can you go to like that side of the stage, like the side over there? So that's very descriptive. Test. I'm talking. Actually, I'll dual wield. If you guys can't hear me, can you guys step over to the like side of the stage over there? Oh, that's a lot of people. That's a little concerning. Okay. How are we gonna go about this? Let me think here. Yeah, this is like if anyone's watched Squid Game, they choose whether they want to continue or leave the game.
Microphone.
Just dual wheel.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is yeah, I know I can use the microphone. I just wanna make sure there's some stuff here. I'm just gonna leave and rejoin and see if that fixes it. Give me a second here.
Nothing like the classic Discord, am I right?
All right. Did it break? Can you guys hear me in Discord now?
Yes.
Those who could not hear me previously, can you guys hear me now? If you guys can hear me, you can step back to the center. Oh, this is concerning. Let me think here.
Makes me wonder if it's on their end.
It could be on the user end. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'll do this. If you guys want to not hear me on stage, I'm gonna speak in VR. Please mute me in Discord. You can just turn my volume down. I'll do that for now and dual mic it because yeah, that's probably the best option for now until we can figure out something. Okay. This is make sure to mute me on Discord if you don't want to hear two of me. But if you do want to hear two of me, then that's a little scary. So, anyways, I'm not going to repeat. I'll just go back to the VRChat. So the way this film jam was set up was VRChat kind of reached out and was like, hey, we want to do something we've never done before, which is a film jam and VRChat. And so that's where we kind of worked with them to set all this event up. We've been doing this, setting up this event since January. And so that's what we have here. The point of this workshop is not to ask questions about the jam specifically. It's more so just for the like how to do filmmaking stuff. And so all those questions, please direct to the questions chat on Discord. That's a great place. Or if you can attend one of those meet and greets, I usually answer questions there. But okay. What I'm going to ask now, because all of my workshops are very like hands-on. I like asking questions for people. If you guys need to ask me questions directly, feel free to just raise your hand. Like I'll kind of point you out, or you can just jump rapidly if you're in desktop. But first of all, can you guys jump rapidly or raise your hand if this is the first film-related thing you guys have ever done before? This is important. For those in Discord, you can like raise your hand, I think, or do something like that. It'd be kind of fun. There's a lot of you. Okay, that's great. The last event that I've hosted, there was not too many actually, which is good. Or it is good that there's a lot of people here. And this requires honesty. Of you guys, please jump and raise hands if you guys are kind of nervous about this stuff and like really don't know what to do, and it's like kind of daunting to like make the film or whatever. Okay, yeah, that's fair. That was me way back when as well. Great. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna talk a little bit about the pre-production stuff here. Normally I would spend a whole segment on this, but because I'm trying not to scare you guys with a daunting, like, look at my script, it's very detailed sort of thing, I don't want to do that. For those that don't know where to start, let's say you've already formed your team, because that's kind of the point in which this workshop's applicable. If you have your team members, what I like to do for this film jam, you have 3 themes that you can choose from. Get in a call with them and kind of talk about ideas and how you can incorporate those themes. There's a lot of stuff you can do with just a small team of people. Even some films you can do with one person body acting only. Films are very subjective, and you don't have to like follow boundaries or limitations, conceptually speaking. So feel free to just do whatever. I mean, you have to follow the guidelines of the festival, or the jam, but like feel free to be very creatively expressive. Brainstorming is super important. The first thing that me and like the people at my studio do when we think of a new concept is one of us pitches an idea and we kind of talk about it. That stuff includes like putting stuff onto like a Google Doc where everyone can see it, and just like typing out ideas on Discord or something like that. So that's usually the first step. After that, I like to get into like a script. And before people get freaked out, scripts don't have to be that scary. Scripts are just kind of lines of like words for people to speak or directions of like how you want things to go on set. For jams and we had a film jam actually as the Filmmakers of VRChat group last year. It was 48 hours long, meaning that we didn't even have like a quarter of the time that we do here. We had everyone still or most people made scripts because they're a really good way to convey your thought process and what you want out of the film to the rest of your team. And so what I'll do for this jam is I'm not going to write a script in game because that would be very atrocious on my end to try to type all that up. But I'll kind of just verbally kind of talk about what would be on the script as I'm showing you how we're filming stuff in game. So that's kind of your next step after brainstorming, is write something that helps get everyone on the same page. And from that point, that's where we hop into VRChat and begin, I guess, the actual production process. For those that are kind of new to film, what I talked about with the brainstorming and the script is all pre-production. The next step is production, and that's when you grab the camera and start filming things. That is usually what people are the most scared about, and so I'm going to try to make that less scary. I normally use VRC Lens to film things, which is a camera add-on you can add on to your avatar, which basically turns your camera into a DSLR camera in real life with the same settings and control. For those that don't know what a DSLR camera is, it's basically like the typical like picture camera type things, right? But for the sake of this event, I'm going to be doing everything using the VRChat default camera. So you guys can just see that it's just, you can do it with anything, right? All right, so with that being said, who's ready to hop worlds? Because we're going to the Black Cat, but not a public Black Cat, because that would scare people. We're not doing that. We're doing a private one. I'm gonna drop a portal on the stage here, and so I'm gonna have everyone run into this. So just be aware. Give me just a second to make it. So makers of VRChat, group plus, instance queue, and drop portal. All right, everyone, let's go. All right. I'm still gonna keep speaking on both sides, but yeah. So yeah, if you hear me in both audio sources and you don't want to hear two of me, just please make sure to mute me. That's like, I'd lose my mind if I heard two of myself. But yeah, welcome to the Black Cat. I know you all know what this place is, but the reason why we're using this is because if you guys remember that video that was released on the Film Jam itself, we filmed it in here. Specifically me, Eliminated, and Ariel and a couple of others were body actors and set that up. And so I'm gonna kind of recreate that sort of thing here. I think this is probably a very recognizable location as well, so I think it's easier that way. Lazy, can you stand up here with me? So this is Lazy. He is a body actor for my studio. We've been, like I said, working together for many, many years. And basically, I'm going to pretend, or I guess actually be a director and kind of like talk about what I do to film him. And this is kind of fun that I really wanted to do. And I did this at one of the very first like workshops I did. I'll film everything, like actually using like OBS and whatnot. And then like make something and post it. So you guys kind of see what it looks like after the finished product, essentially. But without getting into the intricacies of like all of the details of like what you can do, because it can get to be a lot. I'll just kind of go through the basics. So let's see. I want to film something, but I'm not exactly sure. And so I'm going to think of a concept. Let's use one of the themes for today's thing. or the film jam. Obviously, a lot of this stuff kind of requires more than just like more thought than me just coming up with stuff on the spot. But it'd be kind of fun for me to come up with stuff on the spot. So give me just a second. I have to pull up the thing, the jam thing. Let's see. The one who changed it all. 2 days, 1 moment, not doomed yet. You know what? I just realized we probably can't do any of those because those require a lot of thought. So I'll make my own thing, my own theme. Okay, so we're going to have you at the bar. And I think what I'm going to do is just film you contemplating something. I'm going to have you voice act. And so I'll feed you like voice acting lines on the spot. Because normally, that's why I was talking about like writing a script. That's where you'd put like dialogue. But for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just actually have you repeat my lines that come up on the spot. And you know what, just for fun, just for pure fun, who feels very active and who wants to be a second body actor? Just for fun. I saw your hand first. You're going to be a body actor. So I'm going to position you over here. I'll make sure to show your avatar as well. Yeah, so you're going to pretend to be a bartender, and I'll kind of direct you through all of that very shortly. But, so, when it comes to directing, this might seem a little scary for some, maybe not for others, but I kind of just want to make it less scary. And so I'm going to go ahead and stream everything that I do using this method. If you need to pop into my stream, you can feel free to do that in the Discord, but you don't have to watch it. You can also just watch stuff on here. But this is more just to display like what we do. So we're going to recreate that funny VRChat 48-hour film jam thing, okay? And we're going to actually start from the very beginning. And so I'm going to have you start right here and walk up to the chair. And I'll show you guys what I see on my screen when I do this. This might be kind of weird because I realized that if I, and this is the part I was going to talk about, if I try to record this film jam or this film stuff, you'll only see it from my like streaming camera. So you won't see me like touch any of the controls or anything like that, but that's okay for now. Let me set up OBS real quick. So, okay, actually real quick, before we get into production stuff, because I think I jumped into that really quick. Does anyone have any questions about like scripting or anything beforehand? Like before we grab the camera? You can just feel free to like jump up. Sai. I think you're muted if you're trying to speak.
Hello? Okay, there you go. It works. Yeah, sorry. My bad. So a common problem that was happening to me in the past, and probably will happen to some of you guys here, is you start with a simple thing, and then like a simple script, and then overcomplicate it enough, so much so that a 5-minute short film turns into a 20-minute or short film or a 30-minute one. How do you prevent that from happening?
I think the easiest method is if you happen to write a script, typically a page equals a minute. So if you use that as a template, one page is 1 minute. That's one easy way to limit it. But yeah, that's my method at least.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else got anything? Or are we just gonna go right into this? All right, so directing. A lot of it's communication. And so my process for this is once we have the script written and we kind of know what we're going to do, right? I typically like to start top of the script to the bottom of the script, especially for a jam like this. It's a little easier just to go, scene by scene. And I'll give all that stuff to the actor so they know what they're coming into ahead of time. And obviously you guys don't know this time because we don't have a script, but that's what I would start out with. And so I mentioned that we're going to kind of walk up to the chair and sit on said chair. And then you, Caden, I'm gonna have you just grab one of these things and look like you're cleaning it. There's obviously no towel or anything like that.
Yeah.
And so just kind of do one of those things, just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's actually there's an empty one right here. Let's use this.
I got an empty one.
I'm too short for that. Okay, that works.
You can't even
All right.
grab these anyways. Okay.
Oh, bro. All right. So when it comes to shot composition, that's one that I'm probably not going to talk about at this workshop because it's very specific stuff. But if you want to learn about kind of what to do for what scenes, my best advice is to go on to just watch a movie and just pay attention to how things flow. You'll hear things like the 180 rule or shot, reverse shot. That's all very technical, but if you really want to learn about it, there's a lot of videos on that online. And I'll kind of explain what I choose to do here as well. And so, yeah. All right.
So let me get this straight. I'm just grabbing the glass, wiping it, and then that's it, right? And then
Exactly.
just talk.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
I'm going to start with a shot of you. And like I said, this is going to be very, very, on the spot. But for now, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on the camera without OBS up. So I'm going to switch to my picture camera so it doesn't change the stream. Let me see. Do you guys? Yep. Okay. So this class is not an intro on the VRChat camera. So I'm not going to talk too much about every detail that's on there, but I will bring up some stuff. VRChat's default camera has a couple of settings that will help your films look better. That includes smoothing strength and also a couple other tools here like focus. And so if you look on my screen, I want to start by showing the audience a little bit of mystery. So I'm not going to show Lazy Step Up yet. I'm going to open the scene with something more environmental, just showing Caden kind of doing his thing. I don't like to keep the zoom of the camera to be super wide. I find it, especially for a shot like this, kind of takes away from the scene because there's a lot of emptiness. And so I'll close it up on him a little bit more. As I zoom up the camera a little bit, you'll see that things get a little more unstable. And so I'll increase the smoothing strength on the camera. And so in order to set up the shot, I also like to do this. Hey, Caden, can you show me what you're going to do with the glass and kind of grab it and start cleaning it? You can start whenever.
Yeah, so I'm just going to walk.
Yep.
Oh.
Ignoring that part. This is just world physics, but by asking the body actor to do that move first, you kind of know what to expect and know how to follow it with the camera. And so we're actually going to record this now. And so I'll switch off of the that camera and go to OBS, which you guys will not be able to see. Best thing about being a director is you have to be really clear about countdowns. I used to suck at this. I know it sounds very easy to do it, but I like to say 3, 2, 1 action and then cut when I'm done with the shot, just so that the actors know that you're done. And so, all right, I'm going to have you go in, and you can set that back down for now.
Okay.
Hoping it doesn't fill up again, but it's whatever. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of focus, by the way, just for fun here. For those that, I'll get into that a little bit later, but I'll do autofocus just because this is, I'll do manual focus. I like manual focus. Give me a second here. All right. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1, action. Cool. Cut. Hey, we got the first shot. It was that easy. So we introduced the audience to the beginning of the scene by showing what's kind of happening. And by the way, for those that are more film oriented, obviously there's so many other ways to do this stuff, but I just want to keep it super simple. So I'm not really thinking too much into this. But now I want to show the character arriving at the location for the first time. You guys know in filmmaking, there's a lot of cheesing that occurs. What I mean by that is you kind of have to cut frame certain things to hide things, and we do that a lot with VRChat. So hey, Lazy, when without practicing in any capacity, can I have you walk up to the chair and sit down? You know, this is probably a bad reference because you've been doing this for enough, but... Oh, okay. Notice that you went right through the chair and didn't even end up on it. Well, this is VRChat, right? And so what I'm going to do is frame this kind of above lazy. Lazy is like, I guess, bottom half, to avoid showing that, and just, I guess, use sound effects to show that he's sitting down a little bit more clearly. So I can have you reset now, and we'll actually take the shot. Caden, you can just kind of relax for a second because you're not in the shot, but I'll have you keep holding that thing because you'll be, yeah. All right. For a little bit of mystery, I'm just gonna kind of keep the shot away from you as being the center focus. All right.
Always good to make sure you have a clear way as well so you don't hurt yourself.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about body acting safety in a second. Thank you for bringing that up. But let's go in 3, 2, 1, action. Cool. Now you can stay there. By the way, we usually do safety takes for everything, like film it twice, just to choose the better of the shots, but, you know, we're trying to move fast here. And so, we now have set up that shot. Let me do myself a favor and quickly make sure that I'm actually recording. This is a fun fact. If you, like, my body actors always make fun of me for this. Sometimes, like, I don't hit record, and we just, like, lose a whole shot because I forgot to hit record. And that's
I wasn't gonna say it. I'm happy you did.
Yeah, no, I always gotta bring that up. But okay, cool. It looked good. So now we're gonna do what's called an over-the-shoulder shot. For those that are unaware, it's basically you frame two characters with the majority of one character being in focus with the shoulder, the other being more out of focus. And the reason why you do that is to show some sort of two-character interaction, typically. And so what you're doing is perfect. I'm gonna have you stay there. And actually, I'm gonna have you turn and face me. Obviously, I'm right here. And focus more on Lazy, who's behind you, and over your shoulder. So
I'm like
and in the shot, I'll have you. Yeah, I'll cue that. I'll have you turn around once Lazy begins his line. So that's on your own cue, actually. So once Lazy begins speaking, I'll have you turn around and look at him. And so, Lazy, I'm gonna have you kind of staring straight, kind of into the abyss a little bit, and then I'll have you look up at the bartender and say, "What do you know about the VRChat Film Jam?" or whatever that line was. I think it was that.
What do you know about the VRChat Film Jam? Okay.
Yeah. All right. And when he starts speaking, Caden, you can just, like I said, turn around to look at him. Okay, and I do have focus enabled for this because I really like depth of field. All right. Cool. I'm gonna make sure I hit record because, like I said, I forget that stuff sometimes. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, action.
A lot of people here.
Oh crap!
Are you upstairs?
See, that happens too. Let's reset. Let's try that again.
I clicked reset on my play space. My bad.
Yeah, you good. Let's go in 3, 2, 1, action.
How do you know the VRChat Film Jam?
Oops, I messed up my shot. Okay, let's reset. And you will do this a lot. That's okay. Like, I still mess up my shot all the time. When you turn around, Caden, I'm going to have you just turn around in place and not walk because I have to frame you a certain way. Gotcha. And I'm actually going to test that right now. Can you quickly do that for me? Just to see where the turn leads you. Okay. That is good. I'm going to have you step a little bit to your left. There you go. And then you can reset now. All right. Let's go in. 3, 2, 1, action.
No, the VRChat Film Jam.
Cool. Perfect. Okay. And now we're going to move to what's called shot reverse shot. This is typically when two characters are in conversation, and it's just kind of, typical for film stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I have my over-the-shoulder shot with Caden. I'm going to run over here and then have a reverse over-the-shoulder shot with Lazy, who's now, in the forefront here. And a thing about this that I'll point out is that 180-degree rule. It's basically a rule that states you shouldn't just go all over the place with your reverse in the shot. There's going to be a bunch of explanations of this, but don't break that 180-degree line. If I'm starting out over here, I want to stay on the same side when I do this conversation. Otherwise, it might get a little disorienting. But that's a lot of just details. Caden, your next line is going to be, it begins August 1st and ends September. Wait, I got that wrong. It begins August 4th and ends September 1st.
It begins on August 4th and ends on September 1st. Okay.
Yes. Okay. And I'll just have you go on action for that. All right. Let's go in. Get my focus correct. 3, 2, 1, action.
Well, it begins on August 4th and ends on September 1st.
Yeah. Cool. We'll pause for a second there. Does anyone have any questions about what we've talked about so far or demonstrated?
Drink.
Feel free to raise your hand or jump or anything like that. If you don't, then I'll just keep going on. Good? Good? All right. Yeah, we're good. Okay. For the next couple shots, I definitely did not just smack my hand on my chair. I'm going to show you from my side what I'm doing on the camera, just a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to get too in-depth with the camera here, but I do think it's kind of beneficial if I show a little bit. And so, let me switch over to the photo camera. So for these two shots, what I did here was using focus. A lot of people always like to ask me about that blur in the background and focusing and stuff like that. And I'll tell you there's a couple ways to do this with the VRChat camera. So what you do is you go to the focus section and you have 3 options of focus types: manual, semi-auto, full auto. And there's also this thing on the side that says show. I have gotten used to the camera enough where I always use manual focus. The reason of why is it allows you to choose your, shift your focus on what you want to focus on without it being all snappy. If you use the auto or semi-auto, basically the circular, thing on the screen here will show you what's focusing on, but it'll snap if that object moves away from it. And so it's up to you guys to choose what you want to do, but if you want to take a little bit more time to make the film look better, use manual. And I'll show you that, actually, how to do that. If you hit show, it'll basically allow you to see these grid lines. And so Lazy's in the shot here. As I change the focal distance where it focuses, it'll start to show these grid lines on his body. And that's where the camera's focusing. And so when I do these shots like that over-the-shoulder shot I talked about, I have to set the focus, and it'll focus on that area. The aperture is an interesting setting as well. For those who wonder what that is, the aperture basically allows you to focus more or less on something. I'm using very simplistic definition here without actually technically speaking about what it does. But if you lower the aperture, you see less, but it focuses more on a character. If you increase the aperture, it focuses less on that focus spot. There's still a little bit there, but it allows a little bit of a wider shot. Why would you want to use this, actually? Does anyone have an answer to that? I'm going to ask questions now. Why would you use focus? I'll say Elephine.
To point your attention to something.
Bingo, exactly. Focus direction is super important in film. It'll basically tell your audience what you want to care about. And for the Film Jam, there's some really fun ideas where characters might be speaking. Just an example, what was it, let me pull up the thing again. Because the one who changed it all, right? That character is probably really important. It's probably a very meaningful person to someone. And there can be some really gorgeous photo or shots you can get with that focus enabled, right? Imagine a sunset, right? And you're focusing on that character, and it's just this golden blur behind them. A lot of very pretty ideas you could do with that. But anyways, yeah. So that's your focus stuff. Like I said, semi-auto will do that work for you. Where if lazy like starts moving around, you can kind of move the circle around, and it'll continue focusing on him. But like I said, if he moves out of the shot, out of the circle, it'll snap the focus, and it'll look kind of weird. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get back to filming this thing. But I'm gonna do it with you guys seeing exactly what I'm doing on the camera now. So I just got that shot of you saying it begins August 4th to September 1st. Lazy, I'm going to ask you, what are the themes of the film jam? By the way, this dialogue is absolutely terrible because I'm making it on the spot. And there's a chance that if I like play it in concession, it's just not going to make any sense. But that's okay, because that's not the point of the jam here. So yeah, I'm going to go back to manual focus because I really like that. And all right, I'm gonna set my focus to make sure. I'm gonna increase or lower the aperture so I see less of you guys in the background. And now that I have lazy and focus, I'll count down. 3, 2, 1, action.
What are the themes for it?
There you go. That's your next shot. Okay, so let's say that we are done with this shot reverse shot stuff and we want to do more. Remember, in film, you're not just filming only character close-ups, right? There's a lot to have. And actually, I wanted to bring this up because I really like VRChat for this. Who here has a favorite VRChat world? Please all raise your hands. Come on. Okay, good. Yep. And who here has been to a world in VRChat that just has like wowed them? Like that is really gorgeous, like what in the world? I wish this existed in real life. Yeah. Okay, good. A lot of you guys. Well, that's where we have an advantage over the majority of filmmaking in real life. If I want to film something in a really nice place, I need to fly out. I live in Minnesota. It's kind of flat here. And so I'd have to fly out to certain locations to film certain things. But in VRChat, we have advantages we have the advantage that all these worlds are here with us. And so make use of that. Part of the thing that I skipped over, I didn't talk about because I was waiting for it is really fun to go world scouting with your group. Look for worlds that are really gorgeous and fit your guys' plots. You'll find them, and that's where you use the advantage of that filmmaking aspect, is like showing the world to the audience. When you open a shot or a scene, you probably want to open it with something that sets up the scene itself and allows the audience to know where they are. Environmental shots. Who here watches anime? I mean, come on, it's gotta be all of you at this point. Like, anime is not niche anymore. But, okay, cool. You guys notice how a lot of, like, anime is just really focused on a lot of gorgeous shots? If you've ever seen the movie 5 centimeters per second, I like to use this phrase a lot when I talk to my studio, is I want every shot to look like a painting. We have the advantage that, like I said, a lot of really beautiful worlds, but also a lot of really cool avatars and a lot of very gorgeous scenes. And you can kind of make your shots look like paintings if you frame them right, you know? And so, yeah. Obviously the Black Cat's a little bit more just environmental of like, you know, it's a shop, so it's not gonna look too interesting, but there's a lot of really cool worlds out there. Does anyone have any questions now about any of the camera stuff I just talked about? Anything? Cool. Okay, flag me down if you do have questions.
Hold on.
Oh yes, what's up?
This isn't really a question, but more of a suggestion. On Discord, it's hard to see your perspective because the head naturally wobbles around. But there's a setting in VRChat to like auto smooth that. So I would recommend putting that on. Just
okay, I have it. It's I have a smooth tracking thing. I wonder if
turn on Steadicam in your quick menu.
Yeah,
Steadicam. Steadicam and
under
quick
your camera.
menu.
Under camera. There you go.
I did not know that was a thing. What?
There you go.
Yeah, Steadicam.
Well, nice
What's
It might mess up your streaming though.
Yeah, I
sometimes
use it a
people
lot.
lag real bad with it.
Oh, well, I think I'm okay with the lag, but wow, I did not know that was a thing. I thought it was like for the camera or something.
Man, you're supposed to be teaching them.
See, everyone learns something. That's nice. Okay. That's awesome.
Well, I can help.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. That is very useful, and I'm sure that the people in the morning tomorrow will very much appreciate you telling me about it. Yeah, sorry. I naturally am very I look all over the place. But yeah, thank you for that. Actually, a lot. So let's close off the scene just for fun. Let's see where we're at on time as well. It's been an hour. Okay, perfect. You guys remember the last shot of that video, actually? It was basically the character just says, remember to read the rules and have fun, and just runs off into the distance, basically. We're just gonna shoot that, because that's kind of funny, even if it doesn't make any sense in the context.
So I just gotta say that again? Read the rules?
Oh, I'll get into that, because I'm gonna talk about body acting safety. Can I have Caden stand a little bit closer to the edge so you guys can both be looking at each other? And basically, Lazy, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to get out of the chair and just run in that general direction. You don't have to go that far.
That direction. Let me change that. Let me move my chair.
And while you do that, so remember, as a director, you're responsible for the well-being of all of your body actors. In real life, that would literally be the physical case, but in VR, it's kind of different. Body acting can be kind of fun. Well, I suck at it, actually. I'm not a great body
He's
actor,
amazing.
Lies. But it also is kind of dangerous because some people don't have the same play spaces and they might run into things. So if you're body acting in the jam, make sure to pay attention to where you're going. I know this seems obvious, but I've messed that up too. And make sure to not die, okay? Because we don't want to be oh yeah, that film jam, someone fell off the counter or something and died. That'd be pretty terrible. So yeah.
Someone fell and hit their head or ran into their door. That's crazy. That totally wasn't me.
Oh no! I have bloopers of him on set running into his door in real life and in VR at the same time. It's kind of funny.
It wasn't even planned. It looked so perfect.
Immersion level.
Yeah, mega immersion. Okay, so Kate, I'm gonna have you kind of leaning in a little bit.
Just lean in.
Yeah, there you go. It's kind of funny that you guys have the exact opposite hair colors. That kind of makes weird sense.
Hey, Destiny.
Hey. And then Lazy, you'll say, all right, and then just run off, and that's it for the shot. Just run off.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna set my focus
Always
again
watch where the
focus
cord
on
is
these two.
too.
Yep. And let me know when you guys are ready. All right. Let's go. Actually, I think I'm going to record this, actually. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? If I actually, ended the shots. I'm going to switch to my OBS. And, yep, recording. Okay. Let's go in. 3, 2, 1, action.
All right.
You didn't run into something, did you?
No. I had my PlayStation open for that.
Okay, good. That shot worked. You can stay standing.
You said run.
What I'll have you do is you'll be at this point, and I'm gonna have you just continue your run, but you're gonna take a step, turn back, and say, "Oh, also remember to read the rules and guidelines and have fun," and then continue running.
All right.
2 feet. Right. I'm gonna go over here, and you can relax, Kaden. I think you're not in this shot.
Cool.
All right. Cool. Okay, I think I'm good. Let's go in. 3, 2, 1, action.
Oh, remember to read the rules and guidelines.
Awesome. You didn't run into the door. Nice. And that
I can if you want.
So I want to bring something up because I know I kind of just information dumped and just recorded a bunch of things real quickly. But so all of what we just did, we did in about 30 minutes. And I know that's not the full scene of that video that I shared, or sorry, that VRChat shared, the whole Film Jam announcement video. But we basically just filmed the majority of that in a single 30-minute session. And I used only the default VRChat camera. I didn't even write a script. I just kind of winged it, if you will. So it's that simple. I know the complexities will get a little more detailed when you actually start holding the camera and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. That's literally it. And I'll bring up a couple things that I kind of glossed over as well. I like to record using OBS. It's a free recording thing. I think a lot of you guys probably know about it. It's what like streamers use as well. And so that makes it easier just to record that camera. And I like to edit in Adobe Premiere, but people like using DaVinci. It's a lot cheaper, and it's a lot more widely used for like VRChat editors as far as I'm aware. There's other, Sony Vegas, stuff like that too, but those are obviously complex, and some people just don't want to do all that stuff for this. So, yeah. I'll ask any questions again about that? Anything at all?
I swear,
no?
anyone.
Oh, you have a question, Micah.
Lose it.
Or were you just holding your hand
Yes.
up? Yes.
No, I got you. When you're recording, are you, when you're doing one OBS recording just for the whole scene, or are you splitting it up more than that just for like organizational sake?
Yes. The question was, when I'm recording, do I like record the whole scene in like just one segment on OBS, or do I like cut and stop and record the recording? And I always stop and record the recording per shot, because if you try to record everything in one go, you're probably gonna have a bunch of retakes. That gets real nasty real quick for organization purposes. So yeah. Any other questions? I thought I saw some hand raises, but I don't know for sure because I'm also
There's one right there.
Oh yes, Elfine.
What's a good editing software?
Oh yes. Okay. Adobe sucks because they make you pay money. That's the reason why I don't like it, but I use it. And so I'm gonna point people towards DaVinci Resolve. I think it does cost money, but I think there's also like a trial version if I remember. Oh, is it free?
There's a free version. There's a version with a little bit.
Yeah, use the free version.
You can do
Yep. Okay.
everything in free.
Yeah, it's free.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
Instead, but yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah, there's a free version you can use. That's what most people use that I've talked to as well. So, I mean, DaVinci Resolve.
I've heard Final Cut Pro is pretty good too. Or no,
yes,
what
that's
is
another
it?
one.
The one for TikTok. I forget what it's called. That one I've heard is pretty good. Yeah, CapCut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, CapCut.
That's what I use.
They added a new shit out now.
I heard there's a new
Also, I've
controversy
heard-
with CapCut actually.
I wouldn't buy
Where
it. They
where
AI
they can,
trained.
well, not
CapCut
that.
is
That they
pretty
get the
ass.
rights to all your stuff, like for marketing it. But if
They
it's
pull
all
an
the right
Adobe.
material,
Yeah,
that
they're pulling
that they
Adobe.
don't face the legal problems with any copyrighted material with it. It would be you facing it, even if you weren't the one using it for marketing.
Yeah. I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to make that choice. But basically, the end statement is that there's a lot of options,
Yeah.
So feel free to choose whatever you want. Does anyone else have any questions at all? Anything? Anywhere? Oh, yes. Sandy.
When you're talking about the 180 rule, like you're just talking about that like area itself, not like 180 like from each other, like in that half circle. It's kind of like you have that
I'm talking about
entire half
the
circle
camera
rule.
area.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I'd like to demonstrate this. Hey, Caden and Lazy, can I have you guys stand? Hey, Lazy, can I have you stand right here and face this direction?
You didn't see nothing.
Well, I saw all that. And Caden, can I have you stand right here and face Lazy?
Yeah.
So, imagine you're watching a film, right? And we're doing that reverse shot stuff. I'm filming right here and showing Lazy over the shoulder of Caden. But then all of a sudden, I cut to the next shot, and it crosses over to here. That's breaking the 180 rule, basically. And, okay, some of you guys might point out that there are reasons to do that. And yes, that is a thing. But in terms of like just general film stuff, we avoid that if you don't want to disorient the audience. Another thing that like sometimes ends up kind of weird is even like the same shot repeated over and over can be kind of disorienting. Like, I don't know, if I just have this whole entire conversation, I'm recording over the shoulder and Lazy speaking right now, right? And then I cut to a close-up of Lazy reacting to something that you're speaking, right? And then I cut back here again, but have him continue speaking, and then cut back to you. You see what I'm saying? It gets very, very repetitive. You kind of want to avoid stuff like that. I kind of call it shot diversity, but I think people may actually call it something more technical. But basically, okay, just imagine this. You're watching the film. Are you disoriented? Are the shots being cut really weird? I think there's a couple of funny like film scenes on YouTube that show the worst editing ever. If you Google on YouTube worst like film scene editing, what you will most likely find is like a lot of quick cuts and a lot of breaking like 180 rule where things just look all over the place. But yeah, it's kind of at your best discretion, you know, and what you think is fitting for the scene and what's not. Yeah? Cool. Any other questions about anything? And I'll close off some stuff. Oh, yes, I wield keys. And then I'll ask
Call me
Ace
Kate.
after.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
So my question is actually about like recording sound. How do you record, like especially when they're doing dialogue, like talking? So how do you like? What would be like a simple way of doing that to get good quality? Because a lot of times when I tried it, I always had like weird background noises and stuff, and I didn't like it. Kind of messed up the scene.
So there's multiple ways to do this, but I'll tell you about my recommended. I'll answer your question too, Ace, because that's something I didn't talk about, but I would love to talk about. And so with like film and VR, I personally always dub voice lines, but some people do differently, and you can feel free to choose whatever you want. And if you're but I will say if you're recording voice lines in like while you're filming, what I like to do is have my body actors in the Discord call with me, speaking with their mics unmuted, and then muting the audio in game of their voices. And what you get is a lot cleaner audio that doesn't like have spatial stuff anymore. But it still sounds like legitimate because they're acting and speaking it on set, you know?
Okay.
So that's one way to do it. Otherwise, the easier, in my opinion, and probably the better quality way, is you just have them dub over themselves at the end. So just have them record into their own microphone without you recording Discord, because Discord still has like, you know, quality stuff. And just have them, you know, dub over it, and you just edit it in. For my films, that's what I do. Except I actually have like voice actors that I have dub over the audio in general. So, does that answer the question?
A little bit. It might be a little bit different in my case though, because I'm filming interviews. So it's kind of, yeah.
Have them
Okay.
Discord instead of.
The other question though, do you ever have someone, like, do you ever have like someone else record the sound while you do the video? Like, do you ever have like two separate people do, like, just sound? Like, is that possible? Like.
I don't do that because I dub all audio, but you could literally just have someone like on set recording audio only, and it'll be from a fixed point and sound a lot better. Yep, if you're doing interviews, that's probably the way to go, honestly.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and okay, so Ace's question, which I love this one, was about syncing in VRChat, correct? Like how to sync these body actors? Yes. Okay. This one's fun because our studio is known for one of the films that we made was a fight choreography film, and that is very difficult. And so I'm going to show you kind of how to do this. Don't worry, it'll be very simple. I'll do some of the body acting as well. Hey, Caden and Lazy, on action, I'm going to have you guys raise your hands. All right, just like this. Okay. Yep. And I'll count down in this speed. You don't have to do it right now. 3, 2, 1, action. Right? So, on cue, go ahead and do that.
Oh.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, action. Oh, interesting. So, from my perspective, I'm the one recording, right? And so it matters to me how their latency is, how desynced or synced they are. And it just so happens that their latencies are like kind of the same for some reason, which means that they're synced up. Lazy, I'm gonna do the exact same thing from my perspective, and just you and me this time. Alright, 3, 2, 1, action. Okay, mine's way faster than his, and for those on stream, they probably saw that. And so, what you have to do for certain choreographies, because everything that we do in VRChat is basically choreography if you're having character interactions, is kind of, if you're the person recording, it matters who's holding the camera, because the latency is going to be showing up on their side. You have to account for this. And so, because my hand raised first, I'm going to try to sync this up. We're going to do the same thing, okay? But instead of having you go on action, I'm going to have you go on 2. So 3, 2, 1, action. We're going to see what that looks like. All right? Let's go in. 3, 2, 1, action. Whoa. If you guys were on stream, you'd see that synced up a lot more. And so what you're going to do on set, if you have like characters hugging each other, if they're having them high five or fighting, we're going to account for this. So I'm going to show a shot of me punching Lazy with my left hand, all right? And I know now that you have to go on 2. And so what we're going to do is 3, 2, 1, action. You take the hit, you're going to move your head that side on the 2, and I'm going to go on go. Right? And this would be kind of fun to watch on stream if I were you. All right? Let's go in. 3, 2, 1, action. Much better. See? That's how I do it. And there's even ways to make it even more intricate, like adding like 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 to kind of splice up that countdown even more if you want to be more specific. I noticed that I'm a little bit now too slow. So I'm going to have you go on the word and. So it's 1 or 3 and 2 and 2 and the second and after 2.
Okay.
All right, let's try it again. Let's go in. 3 and 2 and 1 and go.
Ooh.
Better. So yeah. For those who want to get into that, that's what you got to do. It's kind of fun, actually. You might not think it is because of how like difficult it may be, but like the fun part is when you get the final recording. That's when you see it and you're like, that's kind of cool. Actually, I want to say one more thing about that because it's kind of, I mentioned earlier, this is VRChat. We have to cheese our shots, kind of. What I mean by that is framing out certain things, and framing will help. I mentioned that Lazy had to sit on this chair and he completely like missed it, but I just showed his upper body so you didn't see him have to sit down. I'll do the same thing for like a fight sequence a lot of the time. And the way you frame the shot will make it look like less messy. Close-ups will be your best friend for a lot of these hits. When you have a shot that shows a close-up, it has a little bit more impact. And when you have your shot very wide, you see more like problems. With like clipping, which is when 2 arms like or body parts go inside each other and it just looks weird. All that sort of stuff. So yeah. That's the choreography stuff that I sometimes talk about, but only if someone asks about it. Oh, what's up?
I thought I'd ask generally because in case anyone else wants to know, but also I kind of want to do what you said about the angling with the cameras. Would changing like heights of avatars or anything be a bad idea to like try to match some of the stuff, or no?
It depends. So I will say scaling up and scaling down in terms of like consistent, like both characters scaling up and down won't really change much. But you might have to like scale certain things to make them look better. Like some avatars are scaled differently. Sorry, was that the answer you wanted?
So we don't even need
kind of, yeah.
Like that.
It was more like
detail it.
Verbal sound.
So like you were saying with the chair, you saw like I go in the chair.
Yeah.
But obviously if I go in the chair, I do look smaller than the thing, so
Yeah, from the fight workshop. Yeah.
But if I scale up, I think I went a little too high, but
how to build those tracks.
See, now when I sit down, it looks more like I'm in the chair.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great point. Okay, you will have to scale sometimes. These worlds could be different in scales. Like actually you brought up a great point. Like I look tiny compared to this chair. If you care about that stuff, feel free to scale characters to match the world. That's actually gonna be something you have to do. I do it for all my films too. So remember to use that scale if you think things look weird. Yeah. Any other questions at all? Yes, Alfine.
What do like project leads like you look for in actors or camera people or editors, etc.?
Yeah, the question was, what do project leads look for in terms of camera, people, acting, editing, that sort of thing? And so there's 2 answers for this one. The answer for like if you're doing your own project and like fully leading over it is what you want. Like what are you looking for? If you need like body actors that can like act out fights choreography, you probably have to look for very like mobile people. People that can walk far, people who can like move their body a lot, full body actors, that sort of thing. If you want like really quick cut editing, you kind of just have to look for people that have edited like, I don't know, music videos, choreography, stuff like that. It's dependent on the project really. But I'll answer the question as well in terms of the film jam. Up to you and your team, what are you looking for? What'd you decide on for the project idea? Like that sort of thing. Make sure to talk with the rest of your team. One thing that you should never do for this jam is keep to yourself. This jam is a very collaborative effort. So, yeah. Did that answer it?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Anything else? Okay. What I'll do is, hey, can we take another group picture? Because it's really fun to take group pictures. I'm like documenting all this stuff that we're doing. I need to reiterate, okay? VRChat is like, they have like a lot of these like jams and stuff like that the company itself hosts. But like, this is the first film one. And so it's like really awesome that this is even being a thing. I think you guys should all participate in it if you can. It's like the very first of VRChat. And it'd be really cool to be part of something for the first time, But anyways, can we all like kind of just, it's a great place. I don't want to have you guys mirror dwell. Yeah, let's go upstairs. Everyone's pointing. Actually, upstairs is really pretty. Everyone's surrounded
stage
upstairs.
might be too small.
Yeah, there's a stage area upstairs. We can kind of surround around that, Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Yep. I'll send this to Spooky Ghost as well, just for fun.
It's fitting because you actually are a black hat. Oh, that's great.
Okay, I'm gonna show everyone's avatar. This will probably kill me. But that's okay.
Probably.
Oh, where's my thing frozen? Oh, it's the stage.
Okay, I will stop streaming for this one because that might actually kill me.
Let's try to order ourselves. Those short ones in front, big ones in back.
It will look fine.
I'm gonna be shorter.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, mine are a bit.
Can you see me?
So just far away, but the picture's like over there. You can tell.
Yes.
Can I have everyone scoot a little bit closer to the stage? That's
People
on
in the
the
back
side.
might need to scale up.
You might need to scoot in a little bit.
I'll just move on.
Got my glove, but no.
Alright, I think, yeah, we're all in the picture now. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
3.
Yeah.
Or actually, it's gonna count down. 5, 4. Yeah, you get
VRChat.
Cheese.
Okay, we'll do one more. Can everyone say film jam or something?
Film
jam!
Or something. Film jam or something.
Okay, you got it. Thank you guys. If you guys have any questions for me personally, I'll stick around for a little bit here. Feel free to just hit me up. But aside from that, thank you guys for attending the little workshop. I hope you guys found something interesting out of it. Or maybe not. That's okay too. If you didn't find anything new out of it, that means you're ready, right? Yeah, that's a good thing.
Sure.
Yay!
Yeah.
Ready to sell hot dogs.
Hey Khang. One thing I want to mention is that basically I think that I found out recently is that what's called the eye gaze of the viewer or the one watching the film is very much important in just the film. Like if you match it up, then everything will feel fluid. You can always fake out harsh transitions if you play around with that. Do little visual shifts and all that. Yeah, that's what I found out recently. Yeah.
The character's eyes will follow your vision. So.
Dog.
Does anyone have any questions about anything?
Man, we gotta work on getting here, man.
You?
28th.
Got his blinkers.
Yeah.
Hi. First time actually talking now. I didn't talk the last time. Yeah.
That's okay.
It was on the Discord. Anyway, so I was listening in and world scouting. When you go out into worlds and start searching for a place as a set, what do you look for?
I actually learned a lot, actually.
Okay, that's a good question. So obviously the first thing you gotta do is make sure you're looking for worlds that are relevant to the script. But if you, assuming that's the case. Okay, personally, I like 3 things. 1, the world's details. Does it feel real? And does the character look good in that world? 2, lighting. Lighting's super important. Some worlds have really ridiculous lighting, but some have really gorgeous, volumetric fog, lighting, all that sort of stuff that looks gorgeous on the avatar, especially when you consider consider that light volume is a new thing for worlds, those look really good. And the last thing I look for is just like if you need certain things in the background scenes, like just imagine how it would look as a painting. I think I mentioned that earlier about like frames looking like paintings. Just put avatars in there, see if it looks like really gorgeous, you know? Depending on what you're looking for, like what sort of film you're filming. But
no, high tier commodity.
Lighting's probably the biggest one. That's the one I care about a lot.
I actually wanted to ask that because I don't know how many teams you're going to be a part of.
I have a question.
Yes,
Can I make
what's
a
up?
photo with you?
Yes, of course. I'm gonna look stupid.
Famous. It's okay. It was mostly for you. That's what I was like really worried about because who came up to me.
This is why we never trust the vegetable.
I have to find out if I can.
Thinking critical is not my forte.
Yeah, you can
Nice.
just
Thank you.
be clear for teams so you don't like, you know.
Do you have Instagram? Then I will link you.
I don't have an Instagram for this for VR, but I do have a Twitter and stuff.
I see. Okay. Bye bye.
I have a question. I have a question relating to worlds. You said. Sorry.
No. You can go first. Don't worry about it.
Do you have to get like, I know like in real life if you go like to a set location you have to get like permission to like use like a place. If you use like a world, do you normally have to get permission from the world creator to use it, or is it kind of just like you can just use the world?
Oh yeah, no. You do not need to get permission in VRChat for world usage because all the worlds on here are like public. Imagine like you're filming in the public street. You know, it's public. But I recommend always crediting if you can.
Yeah. At least they have crediting, but yeah.
So long to recover. Yep. And to answer your question, the mic is not on my avatar. That's a world thing.
No. Heck no. Hell no. No to the no. No tacular. No tillery. Declassified. Decline.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, trying to find and how to know like what's not copyrightable.
Yeah. The copyright's always fun because that was something that we talked about in the movie. But in terms of worlds, you're good. I mean, just make sure to credit them. You're fine. In terms of avatars, it might be a little different. If you use like booth avatars, like avatars from the website Booth, those will always have terms of service with them. Most of them allow you to use them for media, but like there's a rare couple that don't. But if you're using like public avatars, it's different as well. It's like kind of fair game at that point.
Oh, that sucks.
But yeah,
That was it.
Yeah, no problem. The mic is so the stage mic that amplified my voice was in the previous world only. This world does not have anything like that, so I didn't have any amplification.
Raid.
Have fun. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, are there any avatars that have the ability to control lighting? Like if you need like a certain lighting?
Okay, so that's a question with a little bit of a detailed answer. So I don't know any public ones right now, but there is a prefab that you can put onto an avatar that a friend of mine made at the studio. It's called it's linked in our Discord actually. If you go to film school, it's the last thing I posted. It's already there. But basically, it's a VRChat lighting rig that you can put onto any avatar. You just drop it in. You just drag and drop, and basically you can just set up lights in the world to make like lighting.
Okay.
It's really cool.
And I do have one more question. When
passing out first, but
does it have to be people from the group, or can it be anyone outside of the group?
Oh, it can be anyone. You can invite anyone at all.
Water's more important.
Yeah.
I just had to double check on that because I don't know if they have to join the group to be able to be participating.
No, you can have anyone. That's the joy of the jam. It's just anyone in VRChat.
Nice. I'll definitely look into that asset though.
Yes, it is very useful. I use it as well.
I'm out reading Discord. I'm laughing about people
Doesn't he any prerequisites like VRC Fury or any add-ons, or does it come already included?
Oh, not as far as I know. I think you just drag it onto the avatar, if I recall.
Oh, okay.
But
definitely look into that.
Yes. Butter, what's up?
This isn't really a question, but it kind of is. Do you use Steam
What are you
VR?
doing up here? What weird are you
Oh,
talking
yeah, I do.
about? You guys are
Okay,
VRC.
because in Steam VR, you can go to the Steam VR little menu, and you can have like a pop-out view of what you're seeing in your headset. That way you can record, you can show what you're doing inside of the game and in OBS.
Not everybody can use
Man, I'm learning all these things after hosting workshops for 2 years.
Khang, you're supposed to be
It's really
teaching.
helpful. Well, teachers learn. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay,
Here's
I'll look
another
into
thing
that.
for you. In terms of finding worlds, searching it through the game's complete apps, use a website called it's like VRCworlds.com or something like that. It's made by a guy called Decky VRC. It looks like Windows 98. Works so good.
Yeah.
I did not know that either. Nice.
How'd you act
Hi, Waffle.
with your little sharky?
Can I just
What's
say
the world
that I
called?
love
What's
that
the
you
website
brought up
called
the
again?
180 rule. I am so happy you brought that up.
VRC Worlds,
I see so many like videos that just break it all the time without any concern, and in my brain I'm like, I can't handle this. This kind of hurts.
It's not the yellow one. It's
I mean, you
looks
can
like
do
Windows
it, you just gotta
98.
do it right.
Yes. Like the scene from a 007 movie. Whenever he's sitting at the bar, it stays on the 180 rule until he falls over because he's poisoned. That's the only
The
time it breaks
specific
that
link
180 rule.
is en.vrc.net.
That's why it does it. Huh?
Was it Casino Royale?
I don't know which one it was. It's the one that they meme all the time. Like my name is.
I was right next to it.
I can't think of it right now.
You know what? Hey, I'm
Awesome.
I'm probably not gonna get called, but
Also,
Never say never.
I forget the name of this
And you did
role. It's
good.
been
You
like
listened. That's the best
years
you can do
since
is
I've done
listen.
any cinematography or
I
videography.
literally was like,
But
You did hit the
rule
southern accent.
is it's golden something, but
I heard that.
you essentially use the grid on your camera as a guide.
That's the
Rule
link.
of thirds.
Yes, the rule of thirds. Thank you. That's what it is.
You're gonna make me talk in that voice.
I should have talked about that. That's always a fun one.
Or world. You also put up golden ratio.
The golden ratio. Yeah.
The reason why I didn't bring this stuff up, like as in part of the film itself schedule,
Just sitting there.
is because I just thought it was going to be too complex. I didn't want to scare people. Like, the whole event is like, hey, look at this. It's super simple. You don't have to think about all that.
It's okay.
But,
Yeah,
but, no, yeah, those are fun.
What light?
I
Do you not see that light that's coming on there?
I came here just basically as
All
like
right, there's
a
some
thing mind on my
I
brain
don't know
of
his
like
avatar.
this kind of stuff to kind of like a kickstart because like I said, it's been a few years since I've done anything, so I just needed it. And can I just say,
Whenever I do that, I just
I love VRChat because you don't have to worry about lighting as much as you do in real life because you have to know like the fractions and intervals and all of that for the videography, how light works, how it
are starting. Yeah, I need to go cook dinner.
We get it kind of good. That's what I was saying. Like, the worlds or stuff, we have it real easy compared to a lot of even animation. No, way more.
I'd argue that's even harder than real life.
100%. 100%. So that's why I'm like, I really hope people get interested in this because like it's really not okay. It's okay. The reason why I hosted this workshop is because at every previous Filmmakers of VRChat event we've always had people really being like afraid of doing this stuff because it just is so complex. And the reason why people think it's super complex is because like, you know, so a lot of people that have done this for a very long time put a lot of like detail into things and like all this like rules and like framing and all sort of stuff, but it doesn't have to be.
Someone's lighting for
So
Don't worry.
Thank you for coming on the workshop.
Yeah, and thank you for coming, Ember.
Different now that I can understand everybody here. I was with Russians who I have not known, nor do I speak it for like the last 3 hours.
fun.
Yeah.
The problem was, I was having problems with the Discord because you keep on cutting out, and I had to rejoin and rejoin and rejoin. I was like,
I don't know what the heck that was about. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, it's so weird because, like, beginning I was talking the whole time, and I saw the green like microphone lighting up like the whole time, but it never like you guys didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything after a bit. You would
I
for like 10 seconds, and then you would cut out completely.
Yeah, like leave, enter, leave, and enter, and leave, and enter, and I was just getting annoying.
It's weird. I don't know what was like. I don't think I've ever actually had that problem, and I've hosted a lot of events for like the events stage Discord thing.
You've destroyed my track.
That's weird.
I got a good question.
Oh, that's that server. That's why.
So, and since we're in VR, in certain stunts, how are you able to do like maybe like walk on walls or jump out of a window? Usually those are out of bounds and what's not. Do you know any common ways that you can mimic that?
I got a couple. So
it was you.
There's two things you gotta use. You're gonna use Play Space Mover a lot. Dude, you know, your Play Space Mover. There's like settings you can do. I don't know much about those. That's like a honestly, that's a question to ask Lazy if he's still here. I don't know if he is, but there's the fun one. It's called the World menu. If you open up your VRChat World menu, it bypasses colliders, and so I can just walk through the stage, even though there's a collider here. And you can do that to like kind of get through certain things if you want to do weird tricks. But like if I try to do it without the world
the main menu or the pop-up?
Just the pop-up. You can just click like world and just drag it out of your way, and then you have access to walk through colliders.
Dang it, that means I can't stream tomorrow either.
Oh. And then you just gotta walk through actual play space, right?
Yeah, it's okay. So I'll show you exactly where you would use that. So you know how there's certain worlds where the collider's like in front of the wall, and like let's say you want to like look out of a window, you know, it's open, but there's the collider there, and if you try to like do that, you're gonna go like you're gonna get stuck, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get
So you open your world menu, just drag it out of the way, and then you can just look through it without getting stuck in the collider.
Oh, that is impressive. Okay, I should write that down.
That's a fun one. I like that.
I didn't know what it was
because we use it a lot.
Like, that don't look right. It's the 180.
Dude, my dog would be
Okay.
That.
I got the cat that say they know when
if you want to learn more about that, Studio Binder has so many scene
Okay.
breakouts. That's what.
Hello.
Yeah, in the place I
Hi.
know exactly
I just want to say thank you so much for hosting this workshop and all the super insightful information you had to share with us.
Yes, thank you for attending.
In real life and in VRChat, I'm not sure what the app
I've been
changes the field of your
posting with super function for a while. Doing like choreography with some studios, doing a bit of body acting stuff. But like, I'm really excited because this will be my first time from the director's standpoint, and I hope that even after the film jam, I make some films in the future.
Yes, please do. The scene is very small, and there's not a lot of films out there. Even after this stuff being around for 5 years, I think is what I said. There's still like it's still very small. Imagine like, you guys know anything about Machinima or Rooster Teeth? The animation Ruby.
I know Ruby. I know that.
Okay, so Ruby was kind of the first of its kind. It was like kind of like a 3D animation, but it took off like, and kind of it just took off. Like it was just like this small channel doing a bunch of animations randomly. They did stuff for like I think it was Halo or something related stuff. And I bring up Machinima because remember way back when the very first Machinimas were made. Machinima was a group, if you will, like a company, I guess, that like promoted indie animations and shorts and stuff like that. And a lot of these were filmed in games. Like they used like Call of Duty or they used like GTA to film little narratives, like literally what we do. But basically, these remain small until a few of them took off. You need to have more people producing stuff and getting into it for it to kick off. You know, like I've been doing this stuff for quite a while, but it still hasn't like taken off to the point of machinima, if you will, or like movie. But, oh yes, question.
That's a better idea.
How long should the movie be?
Under 10 minutes, above 1 minute. That's the limitations.
Above minute. Damn. Okay.
If it helps any, what my group is going to do, we're going to aim for like 9 minutes at most.
30 seconds for credits? Oh.
Yeah, that's a good trick. Yeah.
Good. Is this like an event for...
Oh, he's new. I brought him here.
Oh, hello. This is an event for VRChat itself, the game. They're hosting a film jam, and we're hosting some classes to help prepare for that in collaboration with VRChat.
I just looked at your bio and it showed me like you do film in VR.
Yes. Yep. That's exactly what it is. It's really fun.
I really like to look at that because I like doing stuff like that.
If you want to see my films, you can check out the YouTube on the bio.
I'm very much looking for it. I made like very small ones. Yeah, I've only posted it on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious to see how you relate about it.
Hey,